Hi everyone, I've just had an e.l.f. delivery with their brand new CC Hydrating Cream and 3 of their brand new liquid blushes. So because I've received this very quickly, this is a bit of a thrown together quick video for you, and I do have a bit of a funny throat, so please excuse me if it goes funny. And I will just do a very quick first impressions and try on of these products to show you what they're like. And before I start, if you're new here, my name's Hannah. I'm not a professional, I'm just somebody who loves makeup and loves to share with you my favourite products, new products and try-ons such as these. So if that's something you might enjoy, please like and subscribe below because it really helps me to keep my channel going. And now onto the video. Starting with this camo cream. I had the Camo CC Cream before and I actually had to throw it out. I gave up on it completely because it caked up so badly here on my nose, I could not use it. So I'm hoping now, with this one being the Camo Hydrating CC Cream, that I will have a much better experience. So let's see together firsthand if this does work for me. And I have light, fair to light, neutral combination skin. I tend to oil up a bit in the T-zone. And I've bought this in shade light 205. So here it is out of the box. It has a pump on the top. Put the first drop onto my hand. The colour match is looking quite good so far. This is said to offer full coverage, colour correcting with an SPF 30 in it. To be fair to the product, I will use a sponge to apply this because I find applications are much better for me when I use a sponge if I have dry skin issues. And in the winter, which we're in now, I do tend to have more dry skin. So I will apply this now with a sponge. It's definitely quite light. That's just one pump. I've left half the pump on my hand. We see here where I have all the redness on my nose. Let's see how it does in correcting that, and let's see whether or not it cakes up on this area. Well, so far so good. This could be a very promising new product from e.l.f. I've got a little bit of a mark here, so I'm going to take what's left on my hand and put a bit more there. And let's see how it deals with that. I'd like to cover this vein up a little bit. Can it do that for me as well? As soon as it's full coverage, I would expect it to cover this. Not fully covered. I'm not sure this is full coverage, to be honest, but this is only one pump. I would say it's medium coverage with one pump. That is really nice, you know. Obviously we need to see how this settles, but at the moment, can you see the glow it's giving me? This is definitely very glowy, very fitting for this year's dewy, fresh makeup look that's so popular. God, that really is nice. And look at my problem area, the nose. No caking. Very promising. I'm going to apply one more pump, just to build up the coverage a bit. I don't think I need to really, but let's just fiddle with the product a bit. Let's see if my nose can handle more, because that would be the real test. My nose does not like much product on it at all. No, I am pleased with the skin match, to be honest, the colour match. I like this colour on me, so if you're a light neutral, then this one will be a good match for you, if you like the way it looks on me anyway. This is the second pump, and how is my nose dealing with pump number 2? It's dealing with it really well. Honestly, I'm really surprised because some of my best foundations, which I can use easily all year, are actually causing me problems at the moment. I think I use tretinoin every other day at the moment. I've switched to every other day because it's winter. And with the combination of being a tretinoin user and it being winter and having combination skin, my nose is just not cooperating with much at all. But it's handling this with 2 coats. I'm really impressed with this. What do you think? I think this is giving a lovely glow. I'm really pleased with that. I'm pleased with the colour. Pleased with the feel. It doesn't feel heavy, it feels light and refreshing. And it's colour corrected all the redness. My nose is handling it well, and my chin can sometimes be a slight problem. My chin isn't caking up either. I will put in my notes below how this coped 8 hours later. It's worth noting as well that I was wearing the Liquid Putty Primer from e.l.f., this one, so maybe that's one of the important tricks to getting this to work for me. And obviously I'm wearing all my skincare, and I have my SPF on underneath, because this might have SPF 30 on it, but it would not have enough in it to give you the coverage you need. So I'm actually wearing SPF 50, which I do every day of the year, and I've topped it up with this foundation. So I've got good coverage. That is brilliant. That is a massive thumbs up. Honestly, that is as good as some of the high-end ones I've tried. Really, 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 really impressed with the way this looks on me. Let's just hope it lasts all day and it doesn't cake up. I will let you know. And now I will stop and I'll move on to do the rest of my makeup, and I will join you when it's time to put my blush on and we can try these new blushes that have just arrived in the post. So I've done the rest of my makeup and the Camo cream is still holding out really, really nicely. Very happy with it. So now I've got to choose one of these 3 blush colours. And the first one I got is called Berry Wow. Let's swipe it on my hand to see what it's like. There we go. Berry Wow. These contain 4 millilitres, which is nearly half the amount you get in the Rare Beauty ones. But the Rare Beauty ones could last you years, so 4 millilitres, if these are very pigmented, could equally last you years. I'm just trying to open the next one. This one's a bit stiff. This colour is called Coming In Hot Pink. This is very vibrant and a little bit scary for me, if I'm honest. And there we go. It's Coming In Hot Pink. And now for the colour that I probably like the most, but this would suit me more in the summer. This one is called Coral Crush. It's a beautiful orange on the back of my hand. There we go. That's Coral Crush. So now I need to choose one. Before I do, I bought the e.l.f. Liquid Blush brush. So let's open this up. There we are. Classic e.l.f. brush, to be fair, which is usually pretty good quality. I've actually got my other one here, so if you want to compare them, sorry it's not clean. So if you want to compare it here, obviously it's got a much longer handle than the putty brush, and it's got a much wider end, also it's contoured, unlike the putty one. So I think today I will try Berry Well. And hopefully this won't be quite as pigmented as the Rare Beauty, because this could go terribly wrong. Trying it for the first time live on camera. Let's see. It's pigmented. Oh wow. That is mega pigmented. Can I fix this and not look absolutely ridiculous? Sponge. Okay, the sponge is helping me out, but this is way too pigmented for me. Look at that. Oh, that's just too much. If I can calm it down, I might like it, but at the moment it's way too bright. Oh gosh, I think I needed half a dab each side. Should not have put it straight on my cheeks, I should have put it on my hand first. Okay, it's calming down a bit now. I'm just going to put a bit more concealer back to try and rescue the white area. It's gone too far on my face. Okay, now I've rescued it with a bit of concealer, it's looking a bit better. So after what just happened, before I apply this, I'm going to take a bit off my cheek and go for about half the amount. I'll try and apply it with a brush this time, and obviously this time I don't have as much of it on. Let's see if that's better, and I don't need to do a big rescue. Still way too bright for me, isn't it? If you're fair skinned like me, this blusher might be too strong for you, depending on your taste I suppose. Just too strong, it's going to need calming down again. Back in with my sponge to do a rescue job. Okay, so I have pretty much established that the Berry Well is way too strong for my skin, and I've had to calm it down with concealer because I cannot wear it the way it is even if I use a tiny little amount. It is extremely pigmented. So these probably are a good match for the Rare Beauty ones because a tiny little dot, you saw how it went on my face, and I've had to really cover with concealer and go over it with the sponge. I'm going to do something which makes me a little bit nervous now, but seeing as I've put concealer on and brought the colour down, I'm going to put a tiny bit of the orange. This time I'm going to put it onto the back of my hand. So with this little bit on the back of my hand, I'm going to dab it into my hand, rub it into my hand and the brush. So that's all I've got on the brush. And then take a bit here. That's a much better way of applying it. That's just giving me a nice little bit of colour. Much prefer that. I also think this coral colour is much more suited to me. The berry is just too deep, so if you have darker skin it's probably going to suit you much more than it suits me. Way too fair for the berry. Always love corals. Corals are always one of my favourites. But it's coming out quite a pinky coral, isn't it? It's not coming out too orangey, but then I do have a bit of pink base already. So yeah, I think applying it like that would be my best advice to you if you don't want to have a shock. The brush works much better. I'm just going around the edges with my sponge a bit just to neaten it up, but yeah, I think that's a lot better. So my advice to you would be to do what I did on my hand. Put one tiny dot on your hand, rub it out with a brush and then apply it, and then you can just keep adding more if you want more colour. But I would definitely not recommend doing it the way I did to start with, because that was way too much. To give you an idea of just how pigmented this is, I'm trying to rub it off where I swatched it on my hand, and that is after my first attempt at using an oil remover. Just look how pigmented it is. I've just popped some powder on this side so you can see the difference with these blushes. They are very shiny, so if you want a glowy look, don't powder it, and this is what you'll get with these blushes. They're very pretty and definitely giving the colour pop and the dewy finish that 2024 is all about. And this is it powdered down. I think you can still see a slight shine through, but not much. Obviously the powder has taken that down. Which one do you prefer, dewy or powdered? I tend to go for powdered, but I do think the dewy looks more natural. I will powder the other side now just so that I don't look uneven. So that's my final look using these brand new blushes. Which one did you like most? Obviously I only tried the two on my face. I don't think I could dare put the third one on, but you've seen them swatched. And after 3 attempts, my arm is finally free. So maybe the best way to apply this might even be if you've got a palette and you put a bit on a palette and do it that way, unless you're happy to use a cleanser to scrub your hand afterwards, because it worked very well applying it by putting that dot on my hand, but also you need to think about how much it takes to get it off. So going by what happened to my hand, I think this will last all day because this did not want to budge. And they were very pigmented. I think that these will last you forever because with that amount of colour you need the tiniest little dots. But for me the winner of the day has been this Hydrating CC Cream because this applied absolutely beautifully. I can't believe how effortless it was to apply and how much it just worked instantly on all my problem areas. It's been nearly an hour since I applied that, and if you look at my nose it's still really doing very well. And here. And my chin. I'm super impressed with it. And as for these, they do exactly what they say they'll do. They are extremely pigmented and they will last you forever. There's quite a big colour range, so I only picked up these 3. So if you go on their website, you can check out all the different shades. If you like the Rare Beauty, I think you're going to love these. These are a fantastic option and they're obviously much cheaper. For me personally, I like to build up my blush slowly and I found them a little bit terrifying if I'm honest. But if that's what you enjoy and if that's how you like to apply them, you are going to love these. These won't go to waste for me. I will keep using them, but I will just have to apply them with a lot of caution. So that's it from me today. If you liked any of those products, you'll find each one of them linked for you below. And if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It's so helpful to me if you do that. And I'll see you for my next video. Bye!